Welcome back to the Face of America channel. In April 1917, the United States entered World War I. The nation mobilized rapidly, passing the Selective Service Act to draft soldiers. Over 24 million men registered, but not everyone agreed with the war, or the draft. Charles Schenck, General Secretary of the Socialist Party, believed conscription violated the 13th Amendment's prohibition of involuntary servitude. He saw the draft as forced labor under the threat of imprisonment. To protest, he printed and distributed 15,000 leaflets, urging men to resist the draft peacefully. The leaflets didn't call for violence. They cited constitutional principles and encouraged legal challenge. But the government saw them as a threat to national security. The Espionage Act of 1917 had been passed just weeks after America entered the war. It criminalized interference with military operations, support for enemy nations, and obstruction of recruitment. Schenck was arrested and charged with violating the act. His crime? Mailing leaflets that allegedly obstructed military recruitment. He was convicted in federal court and appealed, arguing that his First Amendment rights had been violated. The case reached the Supreme Court in 1919. Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes delivered the unanimous opinion of the court. He acknowledged that the First Amendment protects free speech, but not without limits. Holmes wrote, quote, "The question in every case is whether the words used are used in such circumstances and are of such a nature as to create a clear and present danger." End quote. He famously added, quote, "The most stringent protection of free speech would not protect a man in falsely shouting fire in a theater and causing a panic." End quote. The court upheld Schenck's conviction. The precedent was clear. Speech could be restricted if it posed a, quote, "clear and present danger," end quote, to national interests, especially during wartime. The Schenck decision exposed a deep tension in American law, the balance between liberty and security. The First Amendment guarantees freedom of speech, but the government argued that wartime threats justified limits. This raised critical questions. Who defines danger? Can peaceful dissent be criminalized? Does wartime justify suspending constitutional rights? For conservatives, these questions resonate today. The Constitution was designed to restrain government, not empower it to silence dissent. Schenck's case reminds us that even well-intentioned laws can erode liberty if unchecked. The clear and present danger test became a standard for evaluating free speech cases. It was used to justify restrictions during the Red Scare, the McCarthy era, and civil rights protests. But over time, the court refined its approach. In Brandenburg versus Ohio, 1969, the court replaced the Schenck standard with a stricter one. Speech could only be punished if it incited, quote, "imminent lawless action," end quote. Still, Schenck remains a foundational case. It was the first time the Supreme Court ruled on the limits of free speech under the First Amendment. Today, the battlefield has shifted. Instead of leaflets, we have tweets, blogs, and live streams. The government still invokes national security to justify surveillance, censorship, and control of information. The Espionage Act used against Schenck is still on the books. It was used against whistleblowers like Edward Snowden and Julian Assange. It has been cited in cases involving leaked documents and classified information. In the digital age, the question remains, are we protecting speech or policing thought? Conservatives often warn against government overreach, especially when dissent is labeled misinformation or extremism. The Schenck case reminds us that liberty must be defended, even when unpopular. Recent years have seen renewed debates over free speech, social media platforms censoring political content, government agencies flagging disinformation, and journalists prosecuted for publishing classified material. These issues echo Schenck's story. The government claimed his leaflets endangered national security. Today, similar arguments are made about online posts, podcasts, and even memes. The conservative concern is clear. If peaceful protest and political speech are treated as threats, what remains of the First Amendment? The judiciary plays a crucial role in defending constitutional rights. In Schenck's time, the court sided with the government, but later decisions like Brandenburg shifted toward stronger protections. Still, the precedent set in Schenck is often cited. It reminds us that courts can err, especially under pressure. The Constitution must be interpreted with caution, not convenience. For conservatives, this reinforces the need for originalism, interpreting the Constitution as it was written, not as it evolves under political trends. Schenck's story is not just a legal history, it's a warning. In times of crisis, the temptation to silence dissent grows strong. But the Constitution was not written for easy times. It was written for moments like these. Whether it's pandemic mandates, election disputes, or foreign policy criticism, the right to speak freely must be preserved. The founders knew that liberty is fragile. Schenck's case proves it. Charles Schenck never imagined his leaflet would shape constitutional law. He believed in peaceful protest, legal challenge, and the power of ideas. He lost his case, but sparked a national debate. Today, his story reminds us that freedom of speech is not a luxury, it's a duty. It protects the unpopular, the inconvenient, and the bold. In a time when algorithms filter truth and bureaucrats define danger, Schenck's legacy calls us back to the Constitution, not just to read it, but to live it.
Face of America, hear our call. United we stand, together we'll rise tall. From the mountains to the shining sea, history's heartbeat, proud and free. Stories of courage, love and light. In our hearts, we find the light. From the past, we draw our strength. Face of America, we go the length. Together we share, together we shine. In every corner, our spirits entwine. Building a future hand in hand. Face of America, and I would be the stand. Together we shine, together we shine. In every quarter life, spirits entwined. Loving a future, hand in hand. Face of Uncle America, united we stand. Together we share, together we shine. In every cornerstone, hey, many men. Bring that and we stand.